Hello, it's Courtney with balancewithcourtney.com. I am passionate about helping others discover their happy and inspire them to make it a daily habit. My intention is to hack happy by interviewing experts to share their story, to inspire others, and create a happy movement. Today's happy expert is Andrea Arledge. Andrea is a Reiki master teacher, RN for 18 years, certified holistic nutritionist, and certified in level 3 Taoist stone medicine. She takes an uncommon approach with her clients to help them overcome, overwhelm, and discover their divine purpose through using food as medicine and energy medicine. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, I love how you just put everything together in one beautiful, delicious dish.
I know.
Downloaded.
That's what happens when you're kind of multi-passionate. It's like, oh, how do you get all of this into like one little sentence?
That's so true, and you did it beautifully.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I want to share with everyone, she also, I don't think you have it in there. What about your jewelry?
You know, Courtney, that's like a just one of my, okay, so I said multi-passionate, right?
Yes.
It's one of my hobbies. It's a hobby, and it ends up just, I sell by default. I don't know. It's something that I've always done. It's funny that, you know, that it's kind of come full circle, because as a nurse in the hospital, I would always walk around every floor. There would be nurses wearing my earrings.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful way to bring good energy into the medical field. I mean, you're all wearing crystals. Come on.
Oh. I know, right? And they had no idea. I mean, it was like, and that was just the beginning of me kind of understanding stones and, you know, kind of like feeling them out for their energy. So yeah, it was a really cool way to bring it into the healthcare system. And
then to have the nurses come up to you and say, I don't know what it is, but I can't take this off.
Yeah.
I'm just happy when I put it on. I don't know what's going on. I love it.
Right.
By the way, everyone, I have a crystal on myself that I actually won, and that's what introduced Andrea and I to each other. So beautiful connection. I love those synchronicities. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's the Herkimer diamond. That is like one of my favorites. Like, talk about making you happy.
I wear it on every interview. So if you've seen any of the other expert interviews, I'm wearing it. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
I love it. Love it. All righty. Let's dive in.
Yeah.
Andrea, would you share with our fans how you found your happy?
Yes. Oh gosh. Okay. Where do I start? All right. So my life has not always been happy. I'll start with that. When I was 15, I was actually diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And if you know anything about type 1 diabetes, it's an autoimmune disease. And I thought that all I heard in the doctor's office was, Andrea, you're not going to live a long life. You shouldn't have kids. And if you are going to have kids, you need to have them young. And I was 15 when she told me this. She did not have a good bedside manner. So it's a wonder that I became a nurse, but I knew, you know, that's part of my story too. But so all I heard was death sentence. And so for years, even into my nursing career, I knew that the only way that I was going to actually heal, because I knew that there was no cure for type 1, and there still isn't a cure for type 1 diabetes, but I knew that to heal, I had to help others heal. So that's why I went to nursing school. Mm-hmm. And my nursing career took off, you know, and I ended up, most of my time in nursing was actually spent in leadership, you know, as a nursing supervisor and director and things like that. So it's so funny how these full circle moments come. But so whenever things really, really changed for me, though, is when I was attuned to Reiki. And it just gave me like this whole like different outlook on life and on my life, because there was a lot of self-sabotage that happened in those years that I lived in so much fear, you know, fearing that. Because I remember, Courtney, when I turned 21, I remember being like, I'm alive. You know, like, I mean, it was seriously like when I hit 25, I'm alive. Like I literally believed that I would not make it that long. And then hitting 30, I was like, I'm alive. And then when I hit 40, I'm like, I'm alive. And I'm 42 and I'm still kicking. So, and I feel better than I've ever felt, honestly, in my life. And so, oh my gosh, yeah, just saying that feels like, oh, you know.
Well, if we could, can we just take a moment to celebrate you with that? You know, I hear over and over people being told something when they're younger and they hold on to it their whole life. And they believe that they are whatever they are that person's truth. Right?
Right. Yes. Oh my gosh, it brings tears to my eyes. Like, yeah.
We never check ourselves and say, wait, is this true to me? Is this what my heart?
Well, when you're 15, what 15-year-old has the tools to manage that, you know? And then my parents were getting a divorce at the time. I mean, it was a crazy time in my life. And again, then when I was when I was 18, I mean, I don't want to tell my story in like this boring timeline. It's far from boring, that's for sure. But you know, I had a daughter when I was 18 years old because, and I'm not, it's, everything happens for a reason. And she is the best thing that has ever happened to me. And she probably is the reason why I still am alive, to be honest with you. But, you know, believing that, I mean, sometimes you wonder, you know, like, how would my life have been different? But that's where the healing takes place. I don't wonder that anymore at all.
Right.
So it was, again, going back to the part about Reiki, and I just had this whole, profound experience around that. And then lots and lots of other, you know, like internal work and helping me remove this fear. So, I'll tell you too, when so I got up the courage about 3 years ago to leave my nursing career. And it was, that was one of the most tough decisions, but I knew that there was just like this deep calling in me, or like this deep, like primordial, like rumble, I guess you could say, that was like, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you're supposed to be doing healthcare differently, like change. And I'm like, how am I, just this little girl, this little woman, supposed to change the face of healthcare? And that's a big mission, but it is definitely my purpose. And that's not, it has not been easy, I will tell you that. But I've never been happier in my life than when I quit my nursing career and I got to really stop. And this is a big thing that keeps coming up, I think, for the collective even, is like get rid of the distractions so that you can really tune in to yourself and listen to what you need. And when I quit my nursing career, I knew that I was going to study like the holistic nutrition, because I knew that there was a better way. And I knew that it started with food, especially for my body. Well, and it's for everybody's body. But yeah, oh my God, I just totally lost my train of thought because there's just so much, there's like so many moving parts to this. And when I quit and I tuned in and going through the whole process of learning, I'll tell you this, unlearning, relearning. It was a lot of unlearning, a lot of deconditioning, deprogramming myself to relearn really the more Eastern way to approach medicine. So that's the kind of approach that I take now, is using traditional Chinese medicine for nutrition. And then of course Reiki. And I never would have thought, like, when I was attuned to Reiki, I was just doing it to like find myself. Like I was still in the throes of being a nursing supervisor and all the things that come along with that. And when I was attuned, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm crazy, but the things that I saw, the things that came through when I was attuned to Reiki, it was like, wow, this does not have to be my reality. Like living in this fear all the time.
Right.
Like, I mean, with every year, every day, you know, like being like, oh my gosh, I'm alive, which is good. I mean, I'll wake up in gratitude every single day. I will tell you that. And yeah, just stopping and having the time and the space and the support was huge. I would never be here without my partner. He has supported me through all of this, and it was we had lots of long talks, about how this was going to play out, because we had no idea. And I really didn't have a plan, except for I knew that I was going to go back to school for my certification in holistic nutrition. I did yoga teacher training too, when I was like, I guess it was 39, when I was 39. So yeah. And honestly, talking about my support system. So when I met him, I was like, he's a weirdo. It's just totally like, this dude is weird. I do not want to be with him. And my friend was like, Andrea, you need to go out on a date. Because honestly, I was going through a divorce at the time. And I was like, no. Anyway, he's brought so much joy into my life. He has kept me active, like facing a lot of fears. Rock climbing Lower Yosemite Falls when I was 35, things that I thought I would never be alive to do. Yeah. So yeah, just moving through, I tell you, it's moving through the fear that, and doing all of that inner work, really like investing in myself with coaches and things like that too. I've had a couple of mentors who have just completely changed my life too, and have helped me shift the way that I look at my reality, and just living really in deep, deep gratitude for all of it, even the tough times and the good times, all of it, I don't know. Gratitude.
The common thing I hear you saying through your story is you just kept taking chances.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Got into the uncomfortable. You did things you never thought you would like or wanted to do, or even bring in a little weirdness in your life.
Right. Exactly. And one thing that I can say that I have learned about what type 1 diabetes has shown to me is that without it, though, I wouldn't be who I am now. Yeah. I wouldn't be who I am now. I wouldn't have had to face a lot of that fear, and who knows what kind of person I would be if I didn't have it. You know what I mean? So I can't be like, oh, I just can't live like that anymore. I don't live like that anymore. And I'm not saying that there's like good and bad days, like with my own blood sugars and things like that. If you do know anything about diabetes, I mean, it is a very minute by minute thing that you have to take care of. I mean, I wear an insulin pump, for crying out loud. I wouldn't be alive without it. So I can't shun Western medicine either at the same time, because without it, I wouldn't be here. This is the technology that I use I'm all wired up. So I'm very grateful for all of it. Yeah. For all of it. Yeah.
So if someone was to ask you to define happy, what would you say?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a minute.
And so unique for everyone.
I know. And I keep having these waves of gratitude that bring tears to my eyes, literally. I'm an emotional being. I just am. But if I had to define happy, is really feeling whole in my body and in your body. I mean, I don't know. Happiness to me, what type 1 diabetes has taught me is to be happy with what you have, and really living in the present moment.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank
so
you.
How do you maintain that happy and keep it as a daily habit, something that you feel every day?
Yeah. So when I get up in the morning, I do have this practice. I think that ritual in your life, like habits, that's another word for ritual. Some people are like, ritual. Oh, what? So it's just having, yes, but it's really not having daily, like starting your day off, setting the tone for your day. So when I get up, I'll try to just, when I wake up, I always wake up before my alarm goes off, which is a good thing. But I will lie there for a few minutes and really, there's this emotional scale that one of my coaches has shared with me, and I always think about that emotional scale. And if I'm not in a good place when I wake up, let's say even I've had a rough night with diabetes, because that happens. I'll be like at 3 a.m. sometimes, or 1:30 in the morning, be woken up with low blood sugar. And I'm like, oh, so I have to get up and go get something to eat. And I'm like, it's okay. But some mornings I wake up and I'm like, well, that was a rough night. You'll wake up with this like hangover kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't like those days, but I have to really be like, okay, how am I feeling? How am I feeling today? How can I move up that emotional scale? And then, it usually works. And then it always comes back to gratitude.
Mm.
Just, I'm alive today. I'm alive again. I mean, it's just like what I was saying on my birthday. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm alive. That's honestly something that's part of my everyday ritual. I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah.
I love
So,
that.
I mean, and it's almost like, how could you take that for granted? How could you take your life for granted if, I mean, literally it is a moment by moment thing when you're having to monitor your blood sugars continuously, because I mean, it can go up or it can go down. And if it's up or down, it's not good either way. So, really tuning into my emotions, and I have gained so much emotional mastery with what the coaching that I've been doing lately, especially. Yeah. So, it's just getting a hold of your emotions and really honoring to the place where you are. If I wake up and I'm like, God, I feel awful, then I try to honor my body too. Like if it's some day that I have to lie in bed a little bit longer, that's what I do. If I can't, and see, now that I've quit my nursing career and gone out to be this entrepreneur, oh my gosh, which is the whole nother like story and fear, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
I know. And it's like, I get it, but now I have that freedom that I can really take care of myself, because when I was a nurse, well, by the bedside as a nurse and as a nursing supervisor, there were so many days that I would feel like I ran a marathon, and like I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I didn't pee. I mean, you're just like, how can you even survive like this? Like, it's not healthy. So God bless the nurses,
Yeah. Yes. I think we forget when we are struggling, like if you wake up, I call it, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You don't know why. Sometimes it just happens. We don't check ourselves and say, okay, what did I not give to myself? What am I missing? Well, I didn't get to bed on time. I ate too much sugar. I mean, we could go down the list and we could recognize them and say, okay, today's a new day. I'm going to start again. And that's it. And let it go.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we don't do that. We're just like, this sucks, such a horrible day, and everything goes down from there, right?
Exactly. And you know what they say about like where your focus goes, your energy goes, or vice versa,
Your energy goes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to, and I'm not saying like when we start talking about emotions, because boy, I mean, like you've already seen me, like I am very emotional, and you can see my emotions on my face, and I am really big about like getting those emotions out. Yeah. But at the same time, just to your point, we need to feel what we're feeling.
Right.
And not suppress that. And it helps to have tools to move through that too.
Right.
And then, or have support.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can I ask you, what are some techniques you use to get those emotions out?
Oh, well, definitely Reiki for me is definitely Reiki. And I'll tell you too, is like moving my body. Whenever I'm doing yoga on the regular, which I have not been, in all honesty, and I am like a yoga instructor. I'm just keeping it real here.
Right.
But
because you're human.
Very, yeah. Very human. But yeah, so I think that, and I'll notice this. Let's say that I'm sitting here on my computer and I've been trying to create some course or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'll start to get frustrated with myself sometimes. Getting up and moving your body, even if I'll shake a little bit, bouncing. And there's this meditation. It's called Osho Kundalini meditation, and it is so good for getting like trauma out of your body. And what's so cool? Oh my God, you just like hit my sweet spot. Like this is what animals know intuitively, just by nature, to go outside, like when they've experienced trauma, and discharge their trauma into the earth by shaking, and they just like shake it out. You know what I mean? And so we can do that too. There's like some trauma releasing exercises that you can do. And you're literally like putting yourself up like you could put yourself up against the wall, like back yourself up and just shake. But bouncing, shaking your wrist, doing anything like that will help discharge trauma.
Yeah,
from your
I'm
body.
very familiar with TRE.
Oh, there you go.
It has been absolutely amazing. And the first time you do it, it's like, this is just happening involuntarily.
I know.
It's like you're possessed or something's inside you. And there is. It's trying to get out. But
so right.
Oh, yeah.
That is hilarious. It's like you're possessed.
Yeah, you do. And then when you discover how good you feel after, and it's not right after for me, I'm usually pretty exhausted after. But when I get the benefit later, I'm like, every time I'm like, I need to go dance. I need to move. I need to shake. I need to hug a tree. I need the stuff out.
Yeah. Oh, and even like getting your feet on the ground or just breathing in the fresh air, you know?
Yes.
But we're big hikers, backpackers, things like that. So we're always outside. If weeks go by and I haven't been in the woods, I kind of go, I just don't feel right. So, and I didn't discover that until I met my partner, and he's like, you know, the big rock climber who has me out like climbing and hiking and doing all this crazy stuff outside. That was part of my medicine. Like that's medicine for me.
Oh, gosh,
deep medicine for me. So yeah. So I hope that answers your question.
Oh,
we are definitely like
beautiful.
on the same wavelength there.
Yeah. Well, you're doing so good that you just flow into the next question I have. So then I don't even need to ask it. So it's been absolutely beautiful.
Perfect.
You're making this so easy for me, but you're right. We're connected. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's
definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely.
So our fans out there, some of them are really trying to search for their happy. You know, they've gotten taste of it, but they're having a hard time maintaining it. Can you just give one more piece of nugget for them, something that might resonate with them?
To find their happy. I find that, and I think we've already said this, like getting rid of the distractions, stopping to really tune in. It's really what we've been talking about this whole time.
Yeah.
It's funny that you're talking about divine. I do a lot of divine purpose readings with numerology and tarot and things like that. And it's funny what's already written in the stars, what's already written in our numbers and our names and our date of birth. And I'm not saying that's how you find your happy. Like that's obviously not the only way to find, because I didn't have that to find my happy. But it is really cool to find out about yourself. But I think that tuning in, you know, really getting quiet. I tell you, during yoga teacher training, I made one of my closets a meditation closet, and I would always joke and be like, "Ha, closet meditator." You know,
love it.
Just be
That's
silly.
Awesome.
You'll find I'm a little silly. Humor again is like one of the best medicines for me. But yes, just tuning in and like really going and asking yourself on a very, I say cellular level.
Love it.
What does my body need? Yeah. What do I need? What am I searching for? I think it's getting quiet. I think that you are your own best medicine. You are your own best healer. You know, I mean, it lies within you if you would just get quiet enough to listen.
That's the key. You know, I just think people are so afraid for quiet. There's something scary about being quiet with yourself and not having your phone or not having the TV on or not having this or that.
It is scary. But then, so I was at a silent retreat, when doing my yoga for trauma training. Yeah. And so that we had to be silent for, it wasn't quite 24 hours. But when I first started, I was like, oh my God, and I'm a talker. So, you know, this is probably like a really difficult exercise for me. And it was in the beginning. But then in the end, like the next morning when we had to come back to the breakfast table and start talking, I did not want to come out. I did not want to come out. Like, so yeah, experiencing something like that and tuning into your breath. That's a whole nother thing that I'm really big about. Tuning, like if you want to come back into your body, get into your body, you need to connect with your breath.
Yes, so true. I took a 10-day meditation silent retreat, and
you were in silence for 10 days.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now, see, that is something that would be right up my alley for 10 days.
For 10 days, there was no eye contact, no human contact whatsoever. You could not touch other people, no hugs, no. Yeah. It was all about you. But one of the things I
Wow.
realize more than anything is when I quiet everything outside, the inside gets so loud.
It does.
And I did so much healing in that 10 days that would probably take
Mhm.
someone years. And it all happened in my
Oh,
dream. My
I'm
dreams were so
I'm
vivid and so
oh,
loud.
yeah. Oh my God, that is
Ah,
so awesome. I did
yeah.
not realize that, Courtney. That's amazing.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
pretty
that is it takes so much courage to do something like that.
thank you.
So it really does, because what you just said it, like, people don't, they're fearful
Yes.
of going in and because our internal dialogue, I call her my inner mean girl.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
likes to show up, and she might slap me in the face sometimes, and
But she just wants to be heard like everyone else. If we
exactly.
just take time to listen to that mean girl, she's not so mean anymore.
No, she's not. You gotta love her right where she is. Oh my God, I love you.
Oh, this has been so fun. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Will
Happy to
you
be
tell
here.
everyone how to reach out to you? Because I know there's people out there that need what you offer.
Oh, thank you so much. So my website is elementsintegrativewellness.com. And then on Facebook, I have Elements Integrative Wellness, my Facebook page, and then Andrea Arledge. And then on Instagram, I'm Andrea the Healer. Of course,
Love it.
we're our own best healers, like I said. So
Love it. Thank you so much.
absolutely. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you for taking your time for us and for your growth. I hope you discovered new habits to support your happiness. Please reach out with questions if you need more support in our Happy Balance Facebook group or at balancewithcourtney.com. If you need one-on-one inspiration and support, please book a happy call. I am here to help. Bye. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Bye.